So on our last video, we added transitions to all our slides. Now we're going to change how long a slide is on the screen by changing the time for our transitions. So our rotate transition should already be selected. We're going to click the box that says after. So after 10 seconds, we should see that transition. So we're going to type in 1 in front of that 0 for 10, and then we're going to choose the apply all option so that that timing changes for all of our slides. And we'll be able to see that whenever we view our slideshow. The next thing we're going to look at is creating a custom slideshow. When you create a custom slideshow, it allows you to adapt a presentation for different audiences. So let's say certain audiences only needed to see certain slides. You could do that and create a hyperlink for that custom slideshow. So we're going to go to the slideshow tab. On the slideshow tab, we're going to find where it says custom slideshow. We're going to click custom shows. So once you get to custom shows, you're going to click on new. And on new, you get to decide which slides you want to be a part of that custom show. So we're going to select the first 10 slides. And that's basically like part 1. And then we're going to click the arrow that says add and click OK. And that becomes our custom show. So if we click OK and do show, it's going to show us what that custom show looks like. And we can view that to certain audiences. So that custom show is now saved. I push the save button. Next, we're going to look at using a handout master. Handout masters allow you to edit the appearance and layout of a presentation handout. So like whenever you print these out, this can be found on the View tab. So let's go to the View tab and you can see Handout Masters here. So on the Handout Master, this would, if we were to print this out, each individual slide could be in one of these squares. And you would see you can have a header here where you could type in like your last name, for example, and it would print out on each one of your slides. You can see you also have the date here. So if you needed to remove the date, for example, you could just remove the date and then you could close out of the master view. So I typed my last name in one section on the header and I removed the date from the other section. And so you only see that when you are printing out your document. Next, we're going to go to changing document properties, and y'all do this with Word and Excel. It's something you might see again on your certification test. So we can inspect our document, look for personal information, click yes, and then we can click inspect, and usually it'll find some type of information that's personal. It can just remove all of that personal information from your document. And if it says anything that needs to be removed, you can just click remove. I'm going to close out of that. So you may see that an example of that question on your certification test. And you would just remove all wherever it tells you to do so. All right, so the last step, it says embedding fonts in a presentation. So you can use fonts that anyone can be able to view as long as you have them embedded into your presentation. So sometimes you might download fonts and use special fonts for your presentation, but if you send it to somebody else, they might not be able to see it. So in order to save that, you can go to your File tab, and then we can click on Options, and then we're going to choose the Save option, and then we can choose to embed the fonts in the file. And then we can click OK. And that way, whenever you send this file to someone, they'll still be able to see the same fonts that you used. So whenever you're printing out a presentation, let's say you're required to print just the handout, so not the full slides. You could go to File, and then you could choose the Print option, and then you can change your settings, so whether you want full page, and this is how you would choose whether you want 6 slides to a page, 9 slides, etc. You can also print out your notes page and an outline here. So hopefully you learned something that you didn't know before. Oh, there's one more thing. We can edit our header and footer here. That's probably also very helpful. You might need to see that for your certification test as well. So now you know how to do the basic things or the advanced things like adding in smart art, formatting your pictures, doing text effects, being able to change the options on your PowerPoint, and to print your presentation slides appropriately. So now you can save your file and you can turn it in on Google Classroom.